What's up, family? This is the original Nagamayan, and today I'm continuing my conversation about back-to-back signs and how those signs activate the house of trouble, loss, death, sickness, and past karma. So I'm going to begin at the beginning with Aries. For Aries, this sign is Pisces, the sign that comes right before it. And Pisces is a water sign, so the element is in detriment to fire. Water signs are the only people who can really put fire signs in their place. That's why we need you water sign people, because fire sign people be going crazy sometimes. So thank you, water signs. Anyway, for Aries, Aries is a person who likes to move quickly, and when they make a decision, they are sure about their decision, and although they may not be as precise in how they execute it, they're sure about their decisions. And it really irritates them sometimes when they're in the presence of a Pisces, that ambiguity that Pisces brings to the table. And Aries views it as confusion, and Aries also views it as trickery. Aries views it as, you're purposely being ambiguous to throw me off, or to irritate me, or to sabotage me. So that is the kind of that's what they can expect from Pisces. But it won't be a situation where Pisces will set out to purposely hurt Aries, because that's not really who Pisces is. Pisces is just trying to get on in life and just survive and blow with the wind, right? So that is the nature in which Pisces may hurt Aries. And moving on to the next sign, Taurus. Taurus, I love you guys. But as a fire sign, Aries, which is the sign right before you, is really quite dangerous to you, because not only is it a fire sign, and as I said in my meme, fire scorches the earth. Fire can burn you. You can really come away with an interaction with a fire sign and use that word that I feel burnt. Like she burnt me or he burnt me. You always get that feeling of devastation, earth signs, whenever you are hurt, whenever you endure a loss from a fire sign person. It's a sense of being burned. So it's different from how Pisces will make Aries lose something. It's more of like a carelessness and a lack of empathy from the fire signs. So for Taurus, you have to be very careful, because not only will you incur loss of time, loss of money, and all these other things that may be accidental from Aries, but also Aries is the god of war. You have to keep that in mind. So you have to really be careful of taking physical risks when you're around Aries, because it can lead to death. Like, that's what the karma is with Aries and Taurus. You have more chances of the Aries person leading the Taurus into serious injury or death because of the nature of the Aries sign. Moving on to the next sign. The next sign is Gemini. Gemini, you like to talk a lot, you like to spread information, sometimes misinformation. A lot of people are afraid for the relationship to turn bad with you, because what do? You go out there and you drag their name through the mud. You're like the gossip machine. However, for Taurus knows how to handle you. Taurus is immovable. You cannot shake Taurus when you play your little tricks, your little games. It does not faze Taurus. And this bothers you about Taurus, because Taurus stands in one place and they will not budge, they will not move. You can run your slander campaign on Taurus, but they will stay strong, and usually they will have a strong support system that will not believe you, that will show loyalty and support to Taurus, because Taurus is one of the most loyal and supported. They have the most loyal friends and family and support. So you can't do that to Taurus, honey. Taurus also is going to make you incur, all of these accidental losses, like with time and money. And another part of Taurus that will bother you a lot is that Taurus may not be as talkative with you, and may not share parts of themselves with you as easily, because for Taurus, they don't quite trust you. They need more of a deeper, less superficial connection, less superficial relationship. And so if it's a love relationship that you're trying to form with the Taurus, you may find yourself having a hard time breaking through that wall. Cancer people, my sweet, sweet Cancer people. So Cancer, for you, the sign before you is Gemini. I feel for you, because Cancer, you are a very emotional person. And when you go to war, you go to war through passive aggression, but Gemini doesn't play like that. Gemini, you find them very aggressive because they will go straight for the jugular and tell you things about yourself that will hurt you. So whereas you are tongue-in-cheek and you pull away from the person who you're trying to hurt or who hurt you, for Gemini, they're going to come at you. They're going to start the slander campaign on you, and you can't take campaigns like that. You cannot take the name-calling and the gossip and the bad reputation, and that's what their attack campaign is going to be on you. So that will be very difficult. The way that you can probably handle Gemini is just if you stick to your guns and just pull away like you normally do with the passive aggression and just disappear, then it's going to shut them up. But the problem with you, Cancer, is that you cannot ignore it. When someone is poking at your shell, you always have to poke your eyes out and peek and react to it. So who's next? Leo. Leo, you have a big heart. And although you could be a little selfish and showy, you do have a big heart. And it bothers you that Cancer will not tell you what's on their mind. Or rather, let me put it a different way. You don't have the love language to figure out what Cancer is feeling or thinking. And neither, to be quite honest, neither do you have the patience. Because for you, it's like, you like someone, you show it to them right away. You don't play those games. You bear your heart on your sleeve, you know. And Cancer will do that too, but in a different way. Cancer wants you to figure them out. They want you to crack their shell. But for you, you misread Cancer and you think that they don't have interest in you. You think that they are enigmatic, like the water that changes form, and you can't quite pin them down. And they also might be just a little bit too emotional for you in terms of reading into things that you do or things that you don't do. You would rather that they be more straightforward. You enjoy a little bit of the mystery, and that is what draws you, Leo. You're actually quite drawn to a lot of the water signs, especially to Scorpio, because of the drama. However, you can't get past the drama and the fireworks and the games into that deep cemented relationship because of the differences in the love language. So for Cancer, beware of Cancer, Leo, because they can be very two-faced with you. They can almost appear like how a Gemini appears to a lot of other people. They can make you feel like that, Leo, like they're showing one face to you, but then they're feeling a different thing when they're away from you, or they're telling people different things about you. And now we come to Virgo. So Virgo, once again, Leo is in detriment because they are a fire sign, so they can hurt you. You may have a feeling of being burned by them, like, why didn't they tell you the correct address for the party? They stood you up. Or why didn't they, you went to a party with them and you ended up getting your car towed. They didn't do it to you, but these things happen when you're around this Leo person. But the worst of all, which I want to warn you about, is that because Virgo is a sign of fertility and Leo is an aggressive sign, you have to be careful of unplanned pregnancies. And especially if the Virgo is the woman and the Leo is the male, you can become impregnated, against what you desire by this person. So definitely something to look out for. Okay, so Libra, having a Virgo before you means that the Virgo, again, the Virgo is immovable. The Virgo does not seem to, they seem somewhat immune to your charm and your grace. They cut right through the bullshit, and they call you out on things. Now, what you have to watch out for in particular with Virgo is your energy may be at an antagonistic level, because Virgo is very precise and can be a bit of a nag sometimes. So if they call you out on something that you double spoke, like you said something that was inaccurate, they're gonna hold you to it. They're not gonna let you get away with it. So that can be very annoying for you. Another part of it is that if bad things are revealed to Virgo, like let's say their boyfriend is cheating on them or whatnot, and you are their friend, they might find it out when they're around you, because that's the karma. So definitely expect the energy to be a little bit haywire, you know, a little bit of conflict, maybe arguing, because, you know, Libra, you're a sign that likes to argue, but now you're up against a person who's precise and who's going to hold you to every word that you say, and you can't defeat them when it comes to that. So just be aware that you may feel very aggravated when you're around them, because you're not able to get away with the charm that you normally do, right? Okay, so Scorpio, you like to play the emotional games with people, but one thing about Libra is that Libra, even if they allow themselves to be doormats in relationships, they hold people to fairness. They will do that more so with you and how you treat other people, more so than how you treat them. That's just the way they are. They give all in their love relationships, and they can be abused if they're with the wrong person, you know. Especially Libra, you can be abused if you're with a Virgo. You can find yourself accepting things that are not good for you, things that are beyond your boundaries. Okay, now for Scorpio, Scorpio, you've met your match with Libra, because whereas you would try to kind of wiggle your way around things and you kind of move like that water, although Libra is a air sign, they're also very tricky. They're tricky people. They're tricky to bog down on their words. They're tricky to figure out, or to get them to make a decision. So this is going to drive Scorpios crazy. Now, Scorpio and Libra, because you guys rule the area, you know, the midsection, you have to be very careful of STDs. If you're giving each other STDs, or just when you're together, you're hanging out, be careful of you know, who you hook up with. Like if you're out on a club night with your friend who's a Libra or Scorpio, or if you're out with your friend who's Scorpio, be careful of who you go home with, because hanging out with your Libra or Scorpio friend that night, being back-to-back signs, it may bring you that karma. It may not be the Libra or the Scorpio that gives you the STD, but it could be whatever you do that night. So you see what I'm saying? It's the whole like energy of the experience. Okay, Sagittarians love to show off and kind of put people down with these little jabs, you know, be a little condescending. It's just their way. With Scorpio, you ain't gonna get away with that, because Scorpio is a lot like Aries. They're ruled by Mars as well, and they're gonna go at it with you. They're gonna take you to war. They're gonna drag your ass out to war, and the war between a Scorpio and a Sag can be bloodier than the war with the Aries and Taurus, because Aries is just gonna obliterate Taurus, but Scorpio, Sag is going to put up a good fight. They're going to put up a really good fight. This is the archer that you're battling against. So those can be some very bloody fights. Beware of some of the same things, STDs, because it's back-to-back signs. And of course, you're going to have, you know, a lot of fireworks, a lot of aggressive words. Scorpio may be a little more passive-aggressive at first than Sag, but it's going to... Scorpio, at some point, after they try the passive aggression, they usually drag you out into battle to finish you. So that's how it's gonna end up. Their argument will not be linear. It will be kind of zigzag. That's how they get you. Their style is to kind of entangle you first. So watch out for that. Oh, Capricorn, you seem to have it all together. You are you're always well dressed, and you always have a lot of achievements under your belt. You always keep yourself busy trying to achieve more things. So people admire you. Sagittarius admires you, and you could have a good relationship with Sagittarius, because they can also be, you can be similarly aggressive to them, except your aggression is in the area of business and personal achievement. So you can have a healthy competition when it comes to that. Now, Sagittarius, because they're a fire sign, again, they're going to try to burn you, okay? Accidentally sometimes. So just be careful in general with them. With Sag and with you, you have to be careful with the thighs and the entire legs, that area. So I would suggest, if you're doing fitness with them, which a lot of Sages and Capricorns can have relationships based around physical fitness, just be very careful about how you use your legs in your fitness exercises, because that's going to be an area of vulnerability between the two of you, being back-to-back signs. Okay, so Capricorn and Aquarius. Aquarius, a lot of people assume that you are this altruistic humanitarian person who does everything for others and nothing for yourself. I find that to be a little bit untrue. I've met a lot of Aquarians who do very well for themselves. They're very accomplished in business. Some of them can be actually quite selfish. So I don't know if the sign is changing. I don't know what's going on with that, but I think we, as an astrology community, we need to revisit some of these traits for Aquarius. Now, as far as Aquarius and Capricorn together, both of them have a lot of things in common. They can both be very detached, very non-emotional, and they can be very focused on their tasks, and they know how to use their minds. So they have that commonality. I don't really see a lot of the antagonism between the two of them going on. It could just be that karmic thing where you have loss of money, loss of time, misunderstandings, and things like that. If you do get into some sort of beef, it's probably going to be surrounding the workplace. It's going to be something dealing with competition of some sort. Now, just like Sag and Capricorn needs to beware of the areas of the legs, Aquarians and Capricorns also need to beware of the calf area and the feet. If you are doing training together, or if you're just walking to different places together, just beware of that. Okay, so we're talking about Pisces and Aquarius now. Pisces, Aquarius is an air sign, so they can tend to dry you out. You can have a feeling like they are just sucking all the life out of you. They can be overworking you mentally. They can be challenging you mentally. It's going to be a type of situation where, you know, Aquarius is not like the fire signs. Some of them can be quite assertive, but they're not they're not a warlike sign. You know, they're not about war. They're actually about peace. So you have a commonality with them. So the problems between the two of you are going to be more so sort of these accidental karmic things. But you do have to be careful with engaging with them in matters of the mind. If you are debating a person who is an Aquarius, for example, there's a strong likelihood that you will lose. So you have to make sure that you do your research, that you have your strong facts, and that you are clear in your argument, because Pisces, you don't like to be linear. You, like Scorpio, like your other water sign friends, like to go zigzag. And Aquarius is going to pierce right through you with that. So there we go. That's the karma in between the back-to-back signs. And like I said in my post, it doesn't mean that you should not approach a relationship with a person with the sign before you. It just means that you have to be aware of the likelihood of some of these events and energies, and just anticipate it, and cross your T's and dot your I's. If you plan to meet up somewhere, make sure that, you know, you have the communication clear, that you charged your phone. You know, a lot of mishaps like that could happen. So a lot of this is accidental stuff. But on the bright side, you can have deep connections with these people from the sign before you. In fact, if you do Reiki healing or past life healing, the best person to do so with will be with a person, a practitioner who is of the sign before you, because they will be able to tap into that past life energy and really get deep into your soul and your karma. All right, hope you enjoyed this. Peace.